Are they a legitimate contender to win the Eastern Conference? Dan, what do you say?
I mean, it's not a ridiculous question,
Yeah.
so I think that makes them a legitimate contender. Yeah, I mean, the thing to bear in mind with that Cleveland game is Cleveland does not seem to be very good. I understand they've got all the talent. I understand they're probably going to be there at the end, but they lost the next day by like 500 points to Toronto. So, I mean, I think the Wizards have beaten one team with a winning record when they won, which was Milwaukee, which is now back to 500. But yeah, I mean, I think if anything, the win in Milwaukee was more impressive because it was such a natural letdown opportunity, and they were on the road, and they were down by double digits early, and yet they fought back and won that game. I mean, they haven't beaten anyone, but they're beating everyone they're supposed to beat. So I think that, I think it's not a ridiculous question.
And do you see a scenario where the Wizards are representing the East in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, I agree with Steinberg that like their body of work so far and how bad the rest of the East is. Like the Cavaliers are a mess, and they have like so far to go to get to be like a dominant kind of team. I don't think they can get there this season with what they've got. And so I mean it's just wide open. Like the Raptors are probably a bigger hurdle than the Cavs at this point. But I think the fact that they were able to sort of like weather the storm without Beal. That's like something that like a professional team does, like beat like bad teams even when your best players is out. And I thought the game that opened my eyes the most was when they lost to the Mavericks, who are like a really good Western Conference contender with probably the best offense in the league so far. And that was like a last possession, last minute kind of game, and I thought that was really impressive. I thought that sort of showed they kind of belong at that table in that discussion.
Yeah, to what Adam said, Kent, that they were able to weather the storm without Beal, and now they beat Cleveland and win it back-to-back. Does that make them a contender in the early part of the season to represent the East in the NBA Finals?
I think they're a contender to be in the playoffs for sure. I think they're a strong contender. I'm not ready to put them in the East because if we're talking about their best wins are against Milwaukee and Cleveland, that doesn't convince me of anything yet. What does convince me that they're at least a strong postseason team is the way that John Wall has played. He's played angry. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to be the player I think he has wanted to be the whole time, but now he's actually showing some proof that he's going to be that guy. And so they're able to lean on him. I mean, I want a little more proof before I put them in the finals, but the East is bad. It's not a great conference right now.
It's been bad for a long time.
Yeah, and I think they can maybe slip through. I do think Cleveland's going to be much, much better down the road, and so they may meet again once that team gets its act together.
Yeah, but Dan, as bad as the East is, they're beating teams that they should beat, which in previous seasons they haven't, so that has to be encouraging.
Well, the thing is, if you look at the standings, 80% of the East is teams that they should beat now.
Yeah.
Half because the East is bad,
by the way,
half
let's
because
just say,
the Wizards are good.
It wasn't that long ago where we wouldn't even think about talking about Wizards opponents that they should beat, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, last year a little bit, but yeah, this year, I mean, there's just a lot of bad teams, and the Wizards have a ton of talent. I think we talk about John Wall, we talk about Bradley Beal, but the bench has been huge for the Wizards, and they're much, much deeper than they have in the last couple of years.
And they really finish games too. I think Pierce has been a huge part of that. Like
I was just going to ask.
Last year they let so many games get away against terrible teams, good teams, whatever, that they were winning with like 2 minutes left. And now I think like Pierce is like that sort of finishing kind of player.